capek deh.
Gelo doomnya anjing yang diarah.
Diapain cok? Wah, aku telat dong. Coba diapain coy?
Gelo. Dia mau ngarah AC-nya tapi enggak.
Here will feel the stun still land and the sting of a lost team fight off a botched gank.
Power.
And that is scary. 10,000 net worth lead for Gaming Gladiators. Tundra, I mean, they've had it 3 different times now. You know the big team fight push is going to be coming from Gaming Gladiators soon. It's just when they feel like the Alchemist is strong enough to hit that high ground, and it really does seem like he's approaching that territory. Radiant, Manta, soon to be BKB. I have to imagine that and it ages. Gaming Gladiators are going to threaten your high ground, and Tundra need to be ready for it. They start off once again trying to hit 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝙄𝘼 here. This time out off of a Bloodstone. Sand King was dropped, hit his epicenter with a disruption. He's going to be healing up a lot off of this one. Maybe not enough though. Hold out, drinking save. The snowball, and it hits. First strike on it. 2 Thompson goes in to try and win the team fight. But will that stun be enough? Tundra feel like it's not. On the retreat, making a run for it. Quinn chasing after him. Managed to hit the pit on Saksa. Looking at it a little bit more. It's going to be Whitemon. Let's support. Lasso immediately. No, he hit the Dark Pack. Pure is able to take that one up, but it's still loss after loss here. They got the Alchemist losing 3 for it. Avery, how does that break down?
That's just not a worthy trade. You need to win this fight, but it's a fight you're playing without Doom. It just takes so long to bring 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝙄𝘼 down. You have the Bloodstone active on the Sand King when he's disrupted. He's not healing up. Just an awkward situation for Tundra. They don't have that big ult online. It's not the time for
comeback sih sumpah.
Doesn't get to play a super long
Sak butuh 2 item lagi aja.
Stacks. You end up losing your tier 2, losing 3 heroes. And the story of this game has just been the supports for Game, and they're continuing to find so much net worth here. Celery rolled the Grove Bow as well, so this Enchantress is a huge damage threat, and he is absolutely massive, level 13. Going straight into his own Dragonlance here.
Even scarier. Tundra ever get caught in a lasso, so much burst damage, whether it's the Queen of Pain or this Enchantress. They could do a lot. But Tundra some answers to the Alchemist, and I think that's the thing that really intrigues me the most. They've got Doom versus Alch. Like, surely that has to be one of the best answers you could ask for against a scary hero, right?
It is 100%. You go and you Doom this Alch, the Slark starts hitting him, you throw down Death Shroud, Disruption, Snowball. That's the type of fight you're looking for, and then all of a sudden you get a 5v4 where all your heroes are full HP. That's why these supports for Gaming are the real X factor in this game, because if you can make support cores out of them, you end up in situations like that where even if you kill the Alchemist, Gaming can still win the fight.
Yeah, too many threats, right?
Yep. And that's the type of lineup Doom does not enjoy playing against. So while his target's clear here, not a guaranteed teamfight win. And Quinn, he was able to find a lot during these last
tergantung situasi sih Om, tapi yang lebih dominan kan carry.
It's a big item here, a very obnoxious item for the Slark.
There's the BKB timing and straight to the Roche pit for 𝙎𝙬𝘼𝘄.
Ya kasih carry lah.
Daytime Radiant Roche, hard for Pure to contest. 𝙎𝙬𝘼 with a nice BKB timing here. He is very fat. Even feel like there's no contest available for Tundra.
Do you agree with that?
I mean, it's doable. Like, you have your Blink Pipe on Ramses. He resold the Midas for it. You have your Blink on Sand King.
Oh, it's such a hard decision to make. They could have gone for the pit, but they're opting not to, playing defensively for now and maybe waiting for Gaming Gladiators to push into them. And you can see, I mean, they're really well set up.
Neng, ada suara kak?
Ada.
Dotanya cuy, gue nggak tahu nih Dotanya offline mode nih anjing.
Live aja.
Hah?
Gimana maksudnya Dota aja? Maksudnya gimana?
Nggak tahu Discord nyala cok, Dotanya offline mode.
Kok bisa?
Gue nggak tahu nih internetnya sih kayaknya sih cok. Bingung ya.
Ya.
Soalnya gue lagi di luar.
Lu di mana?
Tempat saudara. Nongkrong main. Pengen masuk ke tim e-sport itu harus gimana ya, Tang ya?
Gimana?
Masuk ke e-sport.
The pain in their stomach. This
MMR lu
overwhelming
ketinggiin.
advantage that Gaming Gladiators is building up may be too much for them to surmount.
Pure just
Maksimal MMR 8 jam per hari.
Like there's no stats to build up. The fight's over too fast. Someone's getting jumped. You're expending all your saves. But it's just seeing a Sankey who comes
Lu
straight back
fokusin
into death.
ero
Enough
ku lu
sustain, not enough
berapa.
firepower. This 𝙈𝙀𝘿𝘄 is king of the fight right now.
Abis lu misalnya MMR tinggi,
There's just no doom to get thrown
lu
out.
nyari
It's a
relasi.
nice jump from Tundra.
Misalnya lu masuk tim, maksudnya masuk tim e-sport yang kecil-kecil dulu. Kayak 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝘄𝘼, kayak siapa? 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝘄𝘼 itu kan
They're TPing
dari
bottom. They want 𝙈𝙀𝘿𝘄𝘼 on bottom lane. He's isolated. Ramses knows it.
It also means that 𝙈𝙀𝘄𝘼 doesn't have much help. Oh, he missed the stop. He still managed to get the Doom off, but it's after the Manta. Thompson's coming in with some extra damage, though. The Doom just means all this regen is
gitu dah. Yang penting lu di MMR punya skill, MMR lu gede pasti di ini dilihat dari leaderboardnya. Ini siapa gitu kan? Kayak gitu doang. Kayak siapa kayak itu yang dulu apa? Kayak Amar, terus apa yang hitnya dulu OG itu siapa? Yang sangkatannya masih Amar tuh. Sekarang pindah ke Navi. Yuragi. Nah mereka kan
Pure still alive down here, trying to get something else out of this exchange.
I mean, if he gets just one more kill out of this, it's worth it for Tundra.
Some decent stacks at the worst. He might be able to bring him down over the long run, though. Gate's gonna bring reinforcements.
He's calling reinforcements. Somebody help! Somebody help! I need the reinforcements. Celery is the one to show up, and he actually gets him a push away with the extra help of the pin. Ace is making a run for it, but Pure hot on his tail, spots him. Body blocking, Celery body blocking in front of him. Now Quinn's gonna slow him down. Pure is being kited, and remember, he doesn't have his ultimate. He used it earlier. 1 pounce, all he has. He slips past Quinn, but Quinn gets right back in front of him and pushed back into the team of disruption. Buys him a little bit of time, but there's nothing left. He tries to go into the trees, but Celery will hit him down with the impetus.
Gate always signaling Tundra's
Boleh kerja.
reinforcements come, shut down that Lord despite building up 40 Agi stacks. Pure cannot fight through everything. They do lose a Queen of Pain Ags on a courier. It's a big courier snipe. Removes a lot of the net worth from this push, but there's just so much. And these pits are absolutely ruining the Tusk in the fight.
Nggak bakal selamat dia, nggak bakal selamat.
He can't get in deep in the fight, doesn't have the blink yet. Can't snowball save anybody.
That is a snowball save that just might work, but once again, the pit is going to catch him, but he got his target out of there. Ramsey's making a run for it. Meanwhile,
Keras, Cok. Dua itemnya udah keras,
this tier 3 area to pick up that pesky support that has been such a nuisance in this series. Sox's Tusk, still the buyback immediately used. It looks like Ramsey made the call. He wanted to jump in. He nearly got silenced, though. Once again, his jump just does not grab Gaming Gladiators fully. Still gonna try for it though, off of the pounce. 𝙈𝙀𝘆𝘆 gets ground managed to force it down to the low ground. Both a disruption and a save from Pure. 𝙈𝙀𝘆, he is backing away, so is Soxa. Tundra just on the edge of a knife. It feels like they lose one more fight, and that Gaming Gladiator push is coming, but they don't die yet. And Pure looking to push his advantage, knowing the Gaming Gladiators have run out of certain resources. Again, the silence comes in. Uh-oh, anything here? No, they managed to stop him from getting through that bait with the burrow strike. Is it good though? 𝙈𝙀𝘄 with the Shivas out. They have an unstoppable concussion. Managed to hit him with the Doom though. Ramsey's got the carry in the Doom. Where is the follow-up though? Pure's trying, but it's just hitting.
Lah udah setengah jalan gimana butuh Rubik, Cok? Gak mati, Ji, sumpah. Supportnya gak mati semua, Cok. Sulit. Udah top 3 sih, top 3 udah. Wah, kacau leh, top 3 leh.
They walk off the Doom. This Ace Underlord, he's giving up a lot
Udah
of
sih, liquid.
but ultimately he's too big to bring down these pits. Pits just keep slowing down everything.
Udah liquid, udah ini mah
So
liquid.
difficult to push through here for this Tundra lineup. They need
udah
30% of items. They
liquid.
need more sustain in the fight.
Emang
The
bener ya,
Shiva's
mulai jam
guards
7-an ya.
for the Doom and the Sand King.
ya?
They're thinking about.
Tapi kalau misalnya AC-nya mati 2 kali ada kemungkinan. Kita nggak tahu kan. Biasanya kan menit-menit segini kan pasti ada yang nge-throw. Salamu kayak gitu kan.
Do you have time to get there? That's the biggest question against Game, and do you have the time? This next Roshan's going to be coming up shortly.
Late game-nya menang Tundra. Soalnya ada serak.
And of course, a lot of that was without a huge item on Quinn. He lost that Ags on the courier.
Dum agak nim deh udah kelar. Dia berani nebeng ke depan.
Got, almost 5 or 6K net worth between that and the gold he has. That
Dan Dumnya miskin, cok.
Yeah, that's going to be coming back now, and that is a scary thing to think about.
That Orchid really paid off for 𝙎𝙀𝘿𝘄𝘼 in multiple instances, and now it's even more dangerous.
Padahal depannya Enchantress doang anjing.
That is something that Pure's going to have to keep his eye on always. Smoke up from gaming.
Tapi kan Rubiknya di ban kalau nggak salah tadi.
It's been obnoxious for Ramses, who he's been caught a couple times on the blink and just getting silenced before the Doom comes out.
Areanya anjir.
Yeah, Gaming will smoke. Look for somebody farming the triangle here.
So close
Iya,
to
kan di ban kan tadi.
the Ord advantage. The Shiva's on the Queen of Pain. Don't have it on the Sand King. They find a pick. This Shadow Demon is a great target, and even if it's a support, man, he is just these constant disruption saves. They have to be able to address the backline first in order to break Tundra, and they found one. But are they going to get anything off of it?
Lihat aja anjing networknya Doom di bawahnya Enchantress kan gigi gimana cok. Ya nggak sih? Lebih kayak Enchantress cok. Iya pas 5 malah. 5 cok. Solari kan? Si Solari kan emang. Iya pas 5 itu. Ngejaga si AC-nya. Si Afu-nya kan si Tofu-nya kan pakai ini.
I mean, you gotta get a Doom. Maybe the Queen of Pain is good enough, one of those two. And Thompson just needs to stay alive. Like, you have to commit saves either on the Slark or the Sand King to keep them going in the fight, and you have to build up the stacks. You have to get in a position where Pure can start hitting the Underlord or hitting the Alchemist for a good, 10-15 seconds.
I'm beginning to wonder if the Queen of Pain is the better target, just because we've seen
tinggal masuk ke high ground-nya sih, ini mah nunggu ini doang anjing, nunggu Roshan.
Yeah, maybe he dies, but he's so tanky that his impact is still felt for a while.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, you might want to Doom this Queen at this point. It takes a lot of the damage and net worth out of the fight if you can burst her down.
Paisone lu, drone kayak eksperimen, weh asup. Kongsi Jo eksperimen. Itu rata tahu ini loh.
That is a massive armor upgrade for the team, and the fact that Darachu doesn't have to build it here means he can go into a butterfly. Roshan falling fast. Are you even going to contest this as Tundra?
It doesn't seem like this is the Roshan they were going to play for, but they're coming out too late to be able to do so. The Bloodthorn makes Roshan so much quicker to take. The Roshan Roar goes out, and Tundra, they're like, okay, can't do it, boys. We're going to have to play back Dark Pact. It is going out in Pure. He's making a scramble for it.
Nggak bakal kesulit, masih bisa man. Nice. Aslinya bisa mati. Nah, mati kan. Nah, bisa mati kok. Bisa itu. Itu Kyopinya cok. Nice. Nggak tahu dah. Enggak ada delay-nya kan? Network kita. Hah? 34, 18, 20 sekarang. Iya sama nggak ada delay-nya kan?
What an insane fight from Tundra though. They had so much go right for them. They got the Doom initially on the out. That's a beautiful find from Ramses. They got a 2-man core burrow strike out from Thompson. Epicenter on everybody. And then they had like a 3-man death shot in the middle of all that. Everyone's just healing through the damage. They're able to get everybody out alive.
And right as we say, maybe we consider the Doom on the Queen of Pain. The quad picking up the Aegis made the targeting perfect for Tundra. They say, okay, we have to go get it. They got the burst on it this time around. There was no lingering Alchemist doing his radiance and doing some right clicks in. This time around, they killed him fast.
This is a big turn in this game. Tundra The breath of life breathed back in as it felt like this game was spiraling out of control. They find big targets here. Very clutch spell casting on these two cores.
Tapi kenapa nggak mau BKB ya?
Just going in. It does so much to sustain everybody here. This is the kind of fight you're looking for. At the same time, man, these pits, they have just absolutely debilitated Tundra in these fights. They don't have good answers for them yet. Still able to get everybody out of here, reset, and then you can think about going back in. If you weren't so low on a lot of these heroes, I think more would have committed with Pure, as he knows, you know, once that initial exchange happens, they are favored over the long haul. You just have to push through it.
Thompson, he was a nuisance this time around. No, another disruption. It's on the last initiation. Now Ramses comes in with his BKB. Still hit with a Sonic Wave onto 2. The Death Shroud once again will help him out. They managed to get the Doom onto the Queen of Pain. Great target, and there's a full HP Pure. And Thompson is going to work. Epicenter slamming the ground, slamming Game of Gladiators. 2 cores down. One of them's going to fly back to Quinn. He's back into play thanks to the gate, and will swing this team fight back to the favor of Game of Gladiators. At least the end of it, but it is costly.
That is a very expensive buyback, not just economy-wise, but your idea in this game about how you're winning fights. It feels like it should be the other way right now. The Death Shroud value in the middle of these team fights is absurd for these melee heroes that Tundra are just jamming into the center of that. And of course, all of that is an extremely fast disruption from Whitemon in exactly the right place at the right time with the perfect spell casting.
Enchantress kalau di web nggak akan diladenin itu.
You're just dragging Sand King into the middle of everybody.
Ya, dicekin.
Free blink dagger trip for Thompson. Ramses jumps in to bail his buddy out. He now has BKB to make that jump, and that is a large shift in the win probability.
Ibaratnya lu percuma kalau ini Enchantress. Soalnya udah tebel kan, udah ibaratnya kayak DK.
And that's going to be contestable from the side of Tundra. If you get to this Scotty on Pure, he's the strongest hero in the game. It's not a question anymore. He is. It's just a matter of what he can do in the fight.
Do you think Scotty was the right choice, though? Because we talked about the option of maybe BKB against a lot of this AoE magic damage that's thrown around from the Queen of Pain. Do you think this greedier, stat-focused build is better for the Slark?
I mean, it's going to pay off way more in a long fight. It's going to help him deal with the alchemy. Or he can chase them down solo. He can reduce more of the healing. It's a very impactful item for this game, and I don't blame him for skipping the BKB here because they have a lot of saves. He has ult, he has Depth Strike, he has Dark Pack. There's nothing that really threatens all-inning the Slark in this game, right? Unless you land some lasso on him. Ungodly. You get worried about getting burst down. Maybe fighting through the pits is a bit annoying, but so far Tundra pushed through it. They've evened out a lot of this net worth deficit. Now all of a sudden they have 2 of the top 3 net worth cores and a BKB done for Thompson. This Sand King is starting to heat up. Ascetics cap on top of it for some extra HP regen, and the debuff that gives you the status resistance. If you lasso the Sand King, he might live even without a disruption or something of that nature.
Yeah, if he lives, he's guaranteed to get out the Epicenter Sandstorm. That is just an entirely different story. The heal that he's going to be able to get off of that. A lot of these fights, though, have been about the Doom, and Game of Gladiators are going to address that. They still have this giant net worth lead, thanks in part to having an Alchemist. But the Queen of Pain is also not too underfarmed either, not that far behind the Sand King, and is trying to get a Lincoln's.
I think 𝙎𝘼𝘾𝙄𝘼 has switched up his idea as well. He was originally eyeing something
now he's
just going to forsake it, go for his own Lincoln Sphere. Game and Agree need to deal with the Doom in these fights on their cores. Still, the one upside for you guys is game players, the farm on these circles, man. I mean, Celery is above ranges with an Enchantress versus a Doom. Supposed to be a hero that can create extra gold, and he's falling behind this 5. Hurricane Mage Slayer, Quiver in the backpack. This Enchantress is level 20. He's massive. This could be the saving grace for Gaiman if the fight goes well. The amount of damage Celery can output with 2,000 mana. Or do you just run out of mana?
It's game 3. It is going some distance here as we cross over the 40-minute threshold, 31-16, and it feels dead even. It feels like Tundra were just one bad fight away from losing the game, but they have won multiple team fights in a row, or at least kept them close enough that Game of Gladiators haven't managed to continue the snowball that they're so infamous for. Now, managed to get a Bro Strike onto 2. They bait out the Power Road to go for Quinn. Quinn's going to be able to get away before the Power bounce lands from Pure.
Mati KOP-nya mati.
The epicenter finds purchase on nothing, and as a result,
Hampir anjing.
Tundra quick to retreat after using more
Kurang damage
spells
berarti.
and items. Cooldowns are paramount for
Iya,
them
kurang
to be
dalam.
able to win these fights. They have to give way to Gaming Gladiators now to make the move.
At least Tundra gets some information off that, which is these two Lincoln spheres on the two cores.
True.
There's a chance Ramses would have doomed straight into it. Now he has more.
Cuman beda 5.000 doang loh itu networknya si sama ininya. Akunya. Kacau aja lah.
It's a much easier target to be able to get them. Got him away.
Aduh, salah.
Disruption is still there, but he has a blood stone, but he doesn't have the BKB. They're still going to try and burst him down. The depth shot helps him out. He got a burst strike out.
Thompson tanky enough to survive the Ascetics cap coming in clutch.
Oh yeah, that Ascetics cap went a long ways to protecting him there. Just the extra bit.
Sekarang lu menit-menit segitu mau nangkap si Sak gimana caranya kalau nggak di burst damage anjing?
Take advantage of all this net worth they heaped up.
I mean, Waymon
Nggak akan bisa, diculik pun juga ada ulti dia.
Like he gets disruptions on the Lassos, but then he throws out this disseminate, and all of a sudden that Sand King who has 3,000 HP has almost 4,000 with the extra buff up. He's really been playing well defensively with his kit here, keeping these cores alive. And they're getting to the point where these heroes are starting to become really tanky for Gaiman's burst damage. I mean, once more Soxa, he went this triple bracer build on the Tusk. He got a Havoc Hammer. This is a 4,000 HP Tusk. You get hit by Sonic Wave, you walk it off.
Burst damage of the Queen of Pain just does not look nearly as effective.
No, you need to put this axe to use. You need to get some of these dagger procs to go through the fight. Maybe take a hero down with this lasso and again go back to the impetus damage from Celery to pick up the slack, because these are the type of late games where Alk can start to suffer. This is the point of the Slark pick and all these saves Tundra have. Draw the fight out, make it as long as possible. Maybe that chemical rage goes down. Maybe you're doomed on one of these big cores.
I was going to say, you were talking about the Queen of Pain making use of this axe, but you're proposing trying to draw a team fight out against a Slark. Is that even possible to win?
It's tough. I mean, what did it in that mid fight was the buyback on the Queen of Pain. You don't have that.
Time terosan nih.
Right now.
War terakhir ya.
On the side of Gaiman, you can abuse this gate to bring people back in the fight, but you need the second life to do it. Right now, Ace is the only core with that buyback on the Gaiman side.
And for the first time this game, we're going to see a clash in the Roshan pit for contest of the Aegis, as Roshan is about to spawn. Tundra are the ones in position first, and Gaming Gladiators will have to be the invaders here.
And Ags on Daracho, he wants to pool it to somebody, but it's not gonna, is it gonna be here for this fight?
They're gonna need to wait a bit more. Celery showing himself, just having a poke at Thompson, showing off some of his damage.
Gives it to Quinn, and Quinn immediately buys BKB. So they want this Queen to be as strong as possible for this next engagement. They might have to wait for this Courier to bring the BKB now. It's a little awkward, but you're not losing any ground here, and Tundra aren't doing Roche. I think a lot of this fight, can you find the Shadow Demon? That's what feels like the piece of the puzzle here for Gaiman. Can you find Whitemon? Take that
Thompson, they still got him despite the burrow strike. What a lasso! Pulled him out of the save. Still though, Thompson, no! BKB Bloodstone is not going to be enough. Media buyback though. Can he get to this fight in time? He has to go through the gate. They're going to hold this high ground around you to make sure that they will have all 5 members if Gaming Gladiators push the issue, which they don't for now. But Celery, who is a big part of the damage component for Gaming Gladiators, gets spotted, but he couldn't get grabbed. The pit came out. A little bit of distance here. Tundra going to go for a different market. And Quinn has to use his BKB. Throws out some daggers. Sonic Wave onto 2. Pure pops his ultimate early here. While Ramsey still needs to find a Doom mark. They still back away.
Terlalu kepedean anjing.
To try and get
Kenapa nggak BKB?
the initiation the first time didn't work for them. Maybe a second time will.
Iya, aduh.
For Gaiman though, they took down the Sand King. Their cooldowns are resetting here. Lasso up at 9.
Gaming Gladiators.
Ini Saknya nggak mau BKB ini.
But is it going to be too much? Ace, he's so tanky.
Mati si Androidnya mati sih.
Thompson's in trouble. Death Shroud disruption as well. Healings are coming in. Ace is taking his stats.
Mati.
Thompson not going to make it out just yet. But Whitebot's in trouble. Sox is in trouble as well. The supports are going down. Gaming Gladiators are winning this fight. How far can they take it though? Do they dare to chase down Ramses and Pure as well, or would they back up for the Roshan? They want everything. They want as much as they can, but maybe that's a mistake. They're stumbling into buybacks now. Teeping on to tier 2's Quinn. He has no mana.
Itu mati itu, cuk. Nah, KOP-nya mati.
Pure trying to get out. Has his ultimate. It's up just in time.
Nice.
He managed to get himself a refresher.
Baik dulu nggak sih saknya terlalu pede anjing. Lu tapi nggak kan gigi gitu mati cok. Nice. Kasih paham pur. Pas pur mati.
But not dead. Will take as much as they can from Tundra. They'll force another BKB out of Ramses. They'll go in deep. A lasso pulling it back. How many spells do they have?
Dieback.
Mati.
Oh my god, a dieback for Ramses. How many heroes did they kill in that team fight game? And Gladiators just kept it going.
So much damage done from Quinn here. The second light is what wins game in that entire route. The refresher.
Ya nggak ada yang peduli kan sama itu enchantnya anjing.
He's just running out of resources. He runs out of
udah males cowok ngehit enchant.
Shots are what bring him down. Celery dealt the most damage in that fight of anybody in the game. This Enchantress.
Wetmonnya lihat tuh, Wetmonnya tuh.
Entire mana pool to secure a team fight victory right when game and need it. And they will
Dia mau
claim
ngekat
their team fight victory in the form of Barracks this year, but despite all the diebacks for Tundra, they're not out of this game. And Whitemon, he's killing some waves on the map. They will still have a chance to turn this game around. A lot of buybacks on cooldown here as we go into this next team fight. And Roshan, he is still on the map. Switch to that dire side, switch to the upper half.
Gaming Gladiators may have used some big buybacks, but they are going to get so much for 2 lanes of barracks, and they still have a chance to back up and take Roshan off. They won, or they gonna go for the throw. Win has made the call. He wants Megas.
7 seconds.
5 more seconds. Can he get here in time? 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝙄𝘼 and Quinn have to wait out a glyph.
This is a risky push.
Seconds are crucial.
If you die
Thompson
here,
get his initiation. The Alchemist illusion right now is stopping his blinking, so it's up to Pure to make the jump instead. He hits the Queen of Pain, but to look at 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝙄𝘼, he's focused on the objectives. You realize this is
mau BKB sih kontol ini anjing. Selaknya itu loh. Coba kalau udah BKB.
Trying to stick on top of anybody he can. It's going to be the Celery Enchantress. No, he gets forced out defensively. Gate comes out from this Underlord. That is not a force they want to contend with when they're not sure if they damage anymore.
Buatnya enak.
such a risky push, but if you get caught on the retreat there and lose heroes, that could just be the game. You have to remember this Queen of Pain has no buyback for 5 minutes. Ace has no buyback for 4. 𝙎𝙁𝘾𝙄𝘼 could farm his up right now, and I think that's what he's trying to do. But Tundra, they have one more shot. It'll be an Ags for the Sand King.
Oh man, that is a huge pickup.
You believe in the Stinger procs. The extra damage. He's not 25 yet, still missing that big talent. Trying to
Thompson gonna be able to find this opportunity to bring this game back into play for Tundra, or Gaming Gladiators take them out in this 3rd place spot. A little bit of a poke there, but not enough to commit. Neither side feels good about the fight. They retreat to their own corners.
You want to fight while it's nighttime, and your other lanes are going to push in right now if you're Tundra. Like, you could end up in a situation where your tier 4s are being threatened. 𝙎𝙁𝘾𝙄𝘼 can bots to your base as well. There's some strategic options at play for game, and they are the ones you can wait this out.
Tofu's pulling in a smoke and wards for the next fight. They know that the initiation is so important here. The right jump wins them this game and gets them to the finals.
Look at this Centaur dragging a wave top right now from Celery. It's going to hit the racks. It's going to force a Slark TP back.
No way. A single Centaur has forced Pure to come back and deal with other lanes.
There's too many creeps in the base. Gaimin knew this, why they backed up. Gave up that high ground position. And should claim Roshan off the racks pressure.
Yeah, that Tundra just gonna have to give up entirely. So what a win for Gaming Gladiators. Unless Tundra can get back here in time, it's gonna be tough for them to move across the map this quickly, and so much damage from Gaming Gladiators.
Does Pure actually want to contest this? His supports are so far away on the map. They're brown boots.
He's playing entirely solo, trying to go for a seal and an Aegis. He will find nothing. And now he's in the pit. Now he has to make a retreat. He has no more pounces left, and he wants to wait out this one and then pop a refresher. He's got 3. He waits for a scene. Thompson finds his end. He goes for the bat right now. Sonic Wave puts him all the way from the bat, and he ults. He might just be able to get out the lasso. Going for the Doom. Managed no, he got blocked by the Lincoln's Ramsey. Doesn't find it still, though. The Sand King is in the mid. 𝙎𝙁𝘾𝙄𝘼 with his BKB. Pure is going for it and hits the back line. Manages to finish off the Underlord. No comeback from him. 2 dead. They've got the numbers advantage. Do they have the damage? They've got him. 𝙎𝙁𝘾𝙄𝘼's dead. Celery's up next.
Nggak ada bebek, Ging. Bisa comeback ini, Cok. Gelo anjing Tundra.
The sustain the saves, the refresher on the Sark, Pure just pushing through the wall. And these stacks are gonna last a long time. He has the level 25 talent. These essence shifts
nggak ada yang ngambil satupun.
forever now.
Serius.
Tundra found Tofu at the start of that fight, and it made a huge difference. None of them were getting lasso jumped. Their supports have a free-for-all. And even though the Queen is doing a huge amount of AoE damage, the sustain from the Sark is able to keep his other heroes alive. Thompson just running into everybody with this Bloodstone. And the impetus has come out, but they're just not enough here. There's too much HP to get through.
It seems like Tundra were the ones to be able to kite back and forth, making it so Gaming Gladiators aren't able to focus one target down, and as a result, they cream Gaming Gladiators in this fight. Despite the Aegis advantage, despite everything they got out of the Roshan pit, they cleanly won that one and pulled back this game perhaps into their grasp.
They were down over 25k going into that. It looked like nothing as Pure slices them up. They will claim a tier 1 mid at 51 minutes in this game.
Goes to show how much Tundra has scrounged around the map, trying to find whatever they can, whatever gold they can, whatever experience they can, and just draw the game late and later and later. And now, 51 minutes in, Gaming Gladiators that we're looking at 20-30-minute high ground pushes are getting stalled.
That time is long gone. You are now stuck in the late game. This is where Tundra thrived, the late game mechanical ability of their team fighters. Level 25 has now arrived for Thompson as well. He's rewarded for his presence in that team fight with a big talent for this hero. Huge damage upgrade. What can Gaiman do to find a way to start winning these fights again? They still have Aegis on Quinn.
Shiva's trying to find the hero that broke the smoke.
Ooh.
And a brief pause as some sort of issue will allow both of these teams to be able to discuss what is happening here. And Celery says, "We are coming."
He is not lying. So much of this fight rests on the Bat Rider initiation and what Quinn can do with 2 lives here for Game. And you have to find a good target in this lasso. And the Queen has to start getting these daggers up on everybody. The back line, that's the name of the game here for Tundra. Can you protect your supports? There's an Ags on this Shadow Demon. He has double purge, double cleanse, by the way. Something to think about. Another reason these long fights are just so favorable. Your cores start getting demonic purged in the middle of it. It's so much damage for 𝙎𝙀𝘿𝘄 to deal with.
These teams are going to be frantically talking about what needs to happen in this next engagement. Gaming Gladiators so confident, despite losing the fight around the Roshan pit, they say run it back, and they think they're going to be able to change what happened in that last engagement. Somewhere between the Lincolns and the single target spells, there is going to be a difference in the last team fight, but will it be better for Tundra or better for Gaiman?
I feel like so much of their damage is coming out from this Enchantress. Full MKB done for Celery. He's almost level 25. Like, he has to be able to find his mark in this fight. Quinn has to be able to find his mark. This Alk is almost becoming a second thought.
Yeah, it almost feels like he's just a punching bag for Tundra to distract from the real damage dealers in Quinn and Celery.
And what did Pure just get delivered? He delivered a full BKB. 50 minutes in this game, he finally opted to go for it. So he has 9 seconds. A debuff immunity.
I mean, double ultimates and a BKB.
He's God in this game right now. Like, absolutely untouchable. It's not a question of can you bring this Sark down. How much is he gonna do?
Gak mau BKB dia
In the
anjing.
meantime, while you're trying to kill
Pede
everybody
banget
else.
gitu. Hah?
Hopefully, White
Ya mukul belakang-belakangnya,
figure out
Cok.
his mounts problems soon, and we can get this game 3 on the road. But
Misalnya lu lagi ngehit si Alce-nya, terus lu di skill 2 sama siapa tuh? Bat Reader. Bete nggak sih, Cok? Kan, nah iya. DKB-nya itu buat itu, sama buat skill 2-nya ini kan, si siapa Underlord-nya biar nggak keikat. Enggak masuk. Enggak. Daripada lu nge-hit alchemisnya, apa? daripada lu nge-cheat Enchantress-nya mendingan
This is
AC-nya.
what everybody watches Dota to see.
Dia biar dapat agility-nya, Cok.
Find two teams.
Dia nyetak agility dulu kan.
With so much on the line, trying to push into this grand finals. I mean, think about what this would mean for both of these squads to get there. It's a redemption arc for Gaming. They were so close, yes, last year, only to find themselves so far to fall
Nggak
just
buang-buang
short
waktu, justru
again.
memang main sak itu kan butuh agi yang gede kan.
Ngabisin
aginya si Alchemist dulu kan.
Team Liquid in the finals, it felt like it was the fated path that they would do it again, and we'd either see Liquid be able to have their big moment, triumph over Gaming Gladiators, or Gaming Gladiators would be able to fix past mistakes. But Tundra are standing in the way of that fate.
This team, I mean, this is just a team that will not go away.
No.
And you knew it coming into this series today. This is not a team that was going to go down easy, even if you pushed them, even if you tried to use your cheesy aura, death ball, tempo lineups that Moon Meander hates so much, and it's probably been shaking.
Lo ngeliat nggak yang war terakhir itu yang yang di tower atas? Straknya lagi ngehit siapa lagi ngehit siapa gitu kan, dia langsung ke break kan sama skill 2-nya ini Batrider 2 kali malah, terus di break sama Underlord-nya skill 2. Dia bete, makanya dia buat ABKB kalau mau buat ini refresh.
True. To claim that Aegis, and that is why it is an Aegis of champions. Because you're going to have to prove yourself today in every aspect of this game right now.
Prove that you deserve that immortality, to have your name put on the Aegis.
For a first, second, or potentially third time.
Yep.
That is still alive, as ridiculous as that is.
Gaming Gladiators, I mean, they've had so much success throughout year after year with this roster, but the one thing they have not laid claim to is this tournament. This is why this tournament is so special. The pressure is sky high, and teams will break and crumble, or they will either stand tall in spite of all of that and persevere and come out champions, come out with immortality. Gaming Gladiators, they gonna be able to do it? Will it be Tundra, or will it be a fight that just keeps on going? We begin. Quinn spotting Thompson, slows him down with the dagger and then backs away. He says, this is not the fight I want, not into their high ground position. Instead, I want an extra advantage. I want to cheat. I want an arcane rune to be able to play with. I want to be able to throw as many spells as possible. Will that give them
Al Wetmon yang buat Aganim GG sih.
like Quinn, maybe he's thinking about it. Still has
Iya,
2 minutes left on
maksudnya
the
kalau
Aegis, and
ada
yeah,
Aganim
they
GG dia sumpah.
They got Pure to be able to come back.
Udah Aganim.
Tundra have to TP with him.
Belum, Cok.
Pure left his courier behind. He's been using this thing to
Bukan, si Wetmon ya, SD-nya udah.
We'll go down here for a bit, so that micro unavailable. This will be the level
Kayak Shadow Saman. Shadow Saman apa tuh? Yang nyelup-nyelup. Udah Aganim.
This is an 11-3 and 23 Enchantress right now, approaching
Wetmon,
6-slot territory. Absolutely one of the biggest factors.
Maksudnya nontonin siapa?
We have to go back to the fact that Quinn, he has an Aegis right now on this Queen of Pain for another minute. Level 25 for Ace, also a big talent with the extra loot duration, especially with that Ags.
Ganti.
Can you use this Aegis?
Otomatis dia mah dia
Okay
otomatis.
with pushing high ground with that Aegis with only a minute left into one of the scariest unknowns of unknowns. Right? We have this new Aghanim Scepter for Sand King. We talked about it. It's been theory crafted. It's been tested. This thing is insane. If you can get to level 25 with the extra epicenter pulses, if you get the RNG, Thompson believes.
Panik dikit nggak ngaruh, Cok.
These stingers are so much
Panik dikit nggak ngaruh, Cok.
popping up everywhere if he gets that epicenter off.
I mean, if you are caught in the Sand King spells without a BKB, you're dead.
Yeah.
It's that
Pencet
simple,
kan,
I think.
panik dikit nggak ngaruh sih, Coy. Itu udah tensi tinggi, Ji.
How much more scale does Gaiman have in the tank?
Iya.
That's the big question. This is a lineup from Tundra designed to win this point in the game. Designed to win the Ultra Late when the Slug gets 6-slotted with a buyback. Refresher now online for the Doom. Ramsey still looking for his
Anjing udah kayak dulu Liquid lawan VP anjing.
Probably the last of the core talents.
Ya sih.
So Tundra still have a lot of room to grow here.
Yeah.
Still looking for like a blink on.
Ntar finalnya garing anjing, nggak se-hype ini.
Just to play through the pits and buff up his Slark as much as possible.
I mean, Avery, you've been in these situations before on the main stage at TI. You're looking at this situation where you can't figure out how to end the game. What are you telling your team right now if you're gaming Gladiators? Because you know that they're still growing. You know that they're still getting more talents, more items. What are you saying to gaming Gladiators? What do we need to do to be able to finally break them?
I mean, that's where you say, hey guys, we have better late game, and you go back to that set quote. We have better late game because we're better, and you have to believe it. If you don't believe you're going to win at this point in the game with any lineup, you do not deserve to be in that grand final.
Taking it on faith, perhaps we're just going to wait all the way for another Roshan, all the way to tier 5 items.
And more importantly, 10 buybacks. We are currently at 8 out of the 10 right now.
Right.
Thompson dips a little bit below, but he will have his up in this game.
Yeah, Ace doesn't have his simply because he has so much gold. He actually bought himself a BKB and still almost has it. Just needs to farm a few camps to be able to pick it up. Sand King actually bought out an overwhelming blink. I thought he was looking at refresh.
Tundra tuh anehnya kalau late game dia selalu menang,
Seems like he's going to deviate from.
Tapi nggak tahu dah ini, nggak tahu dah ini.
Still a very powerful item, but it will not give him the 2 of everything, which sometimes in these late games makes the difference, especially around that Roshan pit.
Yeah, especially the way the team fights have been started and then retreat and kite back and start again.
And especially when people have buybacks, right? Yeah. That second round of spells and items counts for a lot when you have to play 5 into 10 potentially to win the game and close it out here.
And that's a great point, because we are going to be talking about buybacks in any of these late game fights, but especially around a Roshan pit that is going to be on the dire side unless things stall considerably. It is a later Roshan. We still have 1:20 to go, but it will be firmly on the nighttime side where the Dire have control of that outpost, something that they could play with their buybacks a lot easier.
We're also seeing more of these Ag Scepters start to get pulled. 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝘄𝘼, he's pulled 2 of them. Can start to add these up. Like Tofu, he got his own Ags now. This is a double lasso territory.
Yeah, what happens if Soxo or Whitemon are too close to the target they're trying to save and they get caught in that initiation?
Could be huge. These lassos have meant a lot in these team fights as we go down the stretch.
Dibilangin tuh orang-orang TI itu kepedean, Cok.
These neutral items.
Lebih ada item yang lain gitu.
On the Doom just to secure him instantly. Ramses, he smoked. It's looking.
Ya kalau di publik iya anjing.
Out Thompson right now.
Dia tuh mau dari
It just won't stop, man.
He knows that every little bit of pressure could matter.
He's also going to be breaking the smoke. He realizes, managed to get the 4th staff away. Tundra too scared to take that high ground fight. They don't know what lies above, and they will call it quits for now. But Celery just continues to remind you, hey, don't forget that we are leading control of this game. Don't forget your 2 barracks down and just win 1 building away from Megas.
Sambil ngeliat Kingnya.
Game and consider.
Sambil
I
nonton.
feel like they can win the straight up 5v5 anymore. You have an underdog. You can gate to the enemy base in a clutch situation and try and just all in it. Biggest factor for Tundra is maintaining that glyph. But this game really could come down to some weird base situation like that. Especially if Tundra commits
iyalah, itu udah menit berapa, Jing? Menit berapa itu? 57?
You have to think about.
It's not going to just be a 5 versus 5. It's going to be a 10 versus 10 when this fight breaks out. So wherever the fight does happen, they need to be able to have boots of travels. They need to be able to have bots too, specifically to be able to get to the fight instantly.
It's the biggest factor here, and not a lot of heroes are going to have a bots 2 slot that they want to free up. Looking at Pure right here, I mean, he's approaching that true 7-slot territory if he eats an Ags and fills it in. He went for his own nullifier here. He is absolutely deadly. He's going to stick on a target. There's not much you can do to prevent that damage coming out other than your BKB durations on game, and you have to pop them at the right time. Secure yourself that life.
I mean, eating an Ags, he could still eat a Moon Shard. There's still more room to grow. And also level 30. We talked about level 25 talent, what they picked up, but we may see the full talent tree being grabbed for some of these carries. And Slark is particularly scary when he is full up on that. Once again, they push out, trying to take control of the top left part of the map where Roshan is going to spawn, and it's going to come up in 5 seconds. There's only going to be a minute of nighttime here where Tundra feel really good about the fight and really good about their position to take Roshan. If not, we'll go to the other side of the map and we'll go under Gaming Gladiators' control. And they are not immediately taking that Roshan.
So we should see how Tundra are playing this map right now. There's
ntar ditagih lagi kok, padahal si Regan yang ditagih.
creep wave duty with that bots to Sand King. He has buyback available. In fact, all 10 buybacks.
Gua nggak mau, ntar ditagih lagi. Mana Kak Masat? Kamateng, es krimnya ada.
Actually do not go the way of the Aegis holder. Maybe it's tier 5 items that are more important.
Monyet kondom berarti.
So in that discussion, what are the biggest items you can see on what heroes?
Start praying to Gabe, right? That you get the good drops that you want. I think in general in these late game scenarios, you want an Arcanist armor on somebody. But some of these big support items can make an impact. The cores, I mean, Giant's rings are always nice.
It's got to be mirror shields if you're gaming gladiators, right?
Super value.
I mean, how do you play Doom against this mirror shield after mirror shield with Lincoln's on top?
Is this an unwavering condition game? Probably not. I think we'll rule that one out.
First mirror shield gets picked up.
Yes, semua itu udah punya buyback semua tuh.
I could see Searstone for some of these backline supports like the Shadow Demon. Stygian Desolator could be a big one, but yeah, you're looking at mirror shields here.
There's an Arcanist armor for you on the Sand King.
I like seeing
cool choice for him. 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝘄𝘼 is trying to min-max his, he takes away his boot slot. He needs some extra movement speed. He takes force boots.
That's a big one for him. The slot's really valuable. The extra movement speed in the fight.
Ace, is it going to be an Arcanist armor on his side? Will it be a Giant's ring? Another mirror shield, this time for the Queen of Pain. Oh man. How does
Acil late game kayak kurang gitu loh.
Ace also got his own force boot, so you have 2 mirror shields to get through between the Buddhaya and the Enchantress. TopUp still waiting for his. See what he opts for here on this Batrider. The flip side, mirror shield for Pure, you're gonna have to cut through that. I don't know how he's dying anyway, but
ini bisa kok break loh Tundranya. Serius.
So much resistance.
Batrider's opting, I think, to hold on to his timeless relic because he feels like
Searstone.
He takes Searstone. Does he actually swap it in? He does.
Okay, big. That is a lot of
nggak bisa ngambil risiko kayak gitu sih Om. Karena kalau misalnya udah buyback terus dia ke trigger war dan dia mati lagi ya rugi lah.
You throw it down on a random spot after a scan or something or the Roshan pit. You see a hero, you jump in, you get that lasso, that can decide everything right now as Game and smoke into the pit. They're missing Celery a little bit, but these waves are still going to go into Tundra, so Thompson always has to show in the base. Still Tundra. They're just going to man up for Roshan here.
Yeah, look at Quinn. He is getting close to the pit, and Shivas reveals them inside of the Roshan pit. Pure getting a couple of stacks here, throws out that nullifier, got a BKB out of him. They're in a deep corner here. Does Gaming Gladiators like where this fight is being positioned at? They go for Celery, mirror shield, blocks of it, nice Sonic Wave, hitting on a 3, but still Celery's in trouble, he's broken and he's dead. Ramsey's refresh, looking for another Doom target here, but they're fighting into buyback with the outpost territory. There it is, buyback.
Lah, TopUp kenapa itu? Lah.
Lockdown, another one dead. 1 into 2, Tundra. Can they get more?
Buyback gak sih, Cok?
Nice. Can they push through? Ramsey's below. Disruption. Managed to buy in some time. Pure is getting a lot of stacks. Pure is getting bigger and bigger. Last slam from Thompson.
Tuh, liatin tuh, slugnya tuh.
Thompson's still fine. Gaming Gladiators are running out of damage it seems. These buybacks are not doing enough. Wait, no. Another Sonic Wave. They got Thompson. A pull forward from Soxa. Couldn't actually do that much. Now he's in danger as 𝙎𝙬𝘾𝙄𝘼 looks to be able to run him down. Nah, you're not getting out of here. None of that. Tuts. He goes down. Gaming Gladiators throw buyback after buyback, but they hold the
buyback.
So much damage from Quinn. 14,000 out of this Queen of Pain. He goes down once, but he gets the job done. Triple buyback from Gaiman. Does cost him a lot, but that Radiant Roshan advantage was huge. And you got to be looking at Tundra's base while all of this is happening. They lost to tier 4. There was a decent amount of wave pressure. Can't afford to take too many of these fights outside your base when creeps are just hitting your throne. Double buyback expended from them on the Shadow Demon and the Doom. They're going to try and hold the other 2 here. Will Gaiman try and push the base to force Thompson's buyback on this Sand King?
Emang kayaknya dua tim ini sengaja kayaknya dilama-lamain. Biar nanti lawan Liquid dia udah ini udah kecapean gitu.
Might just want the Megas here. Look for another lap. So they got Refresher Shard on Ace, so double Hex and double Pit potential is online. We also saw the top prioritization from Ramsey. He tried to Doom the Enchantress, hit a Mirror Shield. Very tough position for him into all this spell block.
The Roshan will let them go for high ground here. With the creeps protected, they can hit, take Megas, and Less Pure gets in front of this one.
Still has 40 stacks.
Yeah, he is stacking up big time. That is a bit of a problem for Gaming Gladiators to consider. Do you really want to push this right now while he has those stacks? Oh, Jojo, he went fishing, doesn't find anything. Instead, he's going to be knocked out. The Sonic Wave trying to protect this Bat Rider, but no, he dies. And now the Burrow Strike trying to get through the Lincoln, trying to get through the Mirror Shield. Quinn committing, gets the base. He gets the Megas. Ace is out of here through the portal. 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝙄𝘼's on out of here too, but they are going to be able to catch Celery here. Quinn, he's back into play through that gate. Thompson, he had retreats to the high ground with these impetus landing onto him while the Tusk is left behind. That is a dieback. Scythe onto Thompson. He won't die from this. He gets back, but look at the throne. It's totally exposed, and Megas are coming.
You need to hold on to the glyph here if you are Tundra. That is the last thing you want to click in this game. It might be the last thing you click in this game. Gaming, they get another buyback and a dieback onto Soxa here. 5v4 situation. You don't have an Aegis anymore. They're going to pass the Refresher Shard over to Quinn. Ramsey is still struggling to find these Dooms. There's just so much spell block. He threw out one on Ace. I think it got blocked by a Lincoln's proc.
We can wait for time. Thompson, get the Doom onto Ace. A big kill with an Nullifier. They shred him, but so does Thompson. Almost signed disruption. Buys some time. A second Sonic Wave advance. Thompson's okay. Thanks for now. Just like no pull back in depth shot. Wait a minute. He still has a little bit more time as the disruption buys him life after life. So many second lives for Tundra. Whether it's buybacks, whether it's the snowballs or the disruptions, and Thompson strikes again, trying anyway. Stuck in this slow. Another disruption going out. Gaming Gladiators not overcommitting. They know the Sarkin's coming back into play soon. Managed to get a Scythe onto him. Managed to get the Hex on him. Can they punch it down? They've got him. One more buyback. Tundra, they have a buyback left on Thompson, and that's all that's left. Do Gaming Gladiators keep this going? They are just slowly smothering. Oh, wait out. A reset through the gate with moving now. Ramses has to use his BKB otherwise.
Di flank bos kayak gitu udah lu lagi nge-hit kan nggak enak cuy.
That is a dieback. Thompson, he's gonna have to use his buyback. Perhaps he wants to kill out of it though. First he gets top boot. Wait a minute, refresh BKB. No way, no fucking way. He pops his BKB, hits the epicenter, and he is living. He doesn't use his second life. Not quite yet, not quite now.
The Sand God
He has to use it.
Look at the throne, it's just dying to
Oh my god, the epicenter was still going on his life, and it helps clear out the creeps that almost took down the Ancient.
Illusion sent in Catapult, sent in Whitemon on throne duty, but Tundra.
Oh gitu. Masih belum ketik GG lu di turun.
10 buybacks on cooldown. We went from having all of them to none of them. This game has even back out somehow, some way to go onto this game. They did use their glyph though. This throne is on 1000 HP with no glyph.
Gue pengen lihat tuh.
Potential from Gaming is there.
Tundra gitu langsung menang war sekali, langsung ngepus tengah gitu loh.
It's not about whether or not they can beat Tundra in a fight. It's about whether or not
tiba-tiba ada yang buyback satu gitu kan.
Tundra, you got heroes right now. You let Gaming get into your base with BKBs up, they might just throw you into everything.
Tundra refusing to say die. They have to push outside of the pit in order to stop Gaming Gladiators for going straight for the throne.
He's on the side. How bold are you right now? Man known for the risky plays. Pure continuing to scout outside the base, knows that if Gaming commit to that throne, you need as much time as you can get to bring these heroes down before they get the win. Will you go for it here on the side of Gaming? Will you wait for buyback cooldowns? The Injures are coming up first. That Queen of Pain and Alchemist buybacks up again in 2 minutes here. And you know the longest one in the game right now is the Sand King at 6. I would not fault them trying to wait out this little condition and then go when they have the numbers advantage.
Oh yeah.
You'd feel a lot safer doing it at least.
Tundra, they are stuck between a rock and a hard place of you want to be able to hold your high ground.
Intinya kan nunggu momentum dong.
Gladiators are looking at the win condition here. You have to keep them away from the throne. They're strategizing right now. They decided to go. go for a smoke, and let's see where they let it lie. Are they going to go up to top? They're going to go for the game. They're going to go straight for the throne. All in on this one. They pop their beat. They go straight for the throne.
Gila, Cak.
Game and Gladiators take it to the very brink, and they just shove Tundra down into the paint. They will make their move.
Udah bangun, Liquid udah bangun nih, Cok.
Iya, Liquid udah bangun.
Ace Underlord gating them to where they were a year ago. And a chance for redemption against a different foe where they are equally familiar with as they look towards that BO5 later today against Liquid. Man, Tundra, this is a team with a stand-in. Soxa went from couch to top 3 in a week. Thompson so good for a repeat. Whitebot with one of the hardest pushes for a C player in TI history. Ramsey switching his role to get one of his deepest performances on land and his best TI performance ever. And of course, Pure, perhaps the carry of the tournament. But cannot close this one out against the inevitable that is a game in Liquid final. It just is fate.
Ya,
you cannot stop these grand finals from occurring. As much as Tundra tried, they pushed, I mean, a run through TI that was full of the improbable, but ultimately you couldn't stop it. It was impossible to stop Game and Gladiators in Liquid.
Some things are just meant to be, Austin. They will go on until the cycle is broken or someone breaks the wheel. And so far, no one has been strong enough to do it.
Well, I am hoping that we are going to have a fantastic grand finals ahead. Tundra certainly gave us one hell of a performance, though. They are going to exit out of 3rd place. Game and Gladiators, though, I mean, the grit on these guys, how they managed to do it year after year like this. They have a grand final appearance ahead of them, and we can talk to what that means to them up on the main stage.
Game and Gladiators will be your back-to-back TI Grand Finalists. And playing in front of his home crowd, we have Ace. I mean, the nerves, the tension, how was that playing one of the best games in TI history in front of the home crowd here?
Kenapa Underlord di game ketiga dilepas?
A little bit bamboozled. All right, well, let's break it down a little bit. I mean, what's the communication like? You know, you're trying to go for the base. You keep on trying. They keep defending. They keep on fighting. Who's keeping the calm in the team?
I mean, it was definitely more intense than usual, but I'm like kind of proud of my team because I feel like it's not like super screamy or like full panic. Like we're still like keeping it together and making like good decisions.
Absolutely, good decisions were made for sure. I mean, you played against this team 2 days ago. How did this series compare to that one?
I think they adapted well to our first series. Like they put up a fight like numerous times here. I felt like we out in this game. You know, like you get the thought sometimes, and like this series was just crazy. One of the biggest, almost crazy series in my career, probably.
Absolutely. I mean, we loved it though. We absolutely loved it. What a game from you and both of them. Obviously, Tundra now eliminated. Do you have anything to say to them now you've taken them out of the tournament after such an incredible game together?
Wait, do I have anything to say to who?
Tundra.
Oh, to Tundra. You guys played really well. Like, I think you guys are just amazing team. Like, you almost got us like it could have gone either way. Like, yeah, sorry boys, but well played.
Well played indeed. A round of applause for Tundra, of course. Now, I do want to ask you about something in that game. Throughout the tournament, in fact, you've been spamming a certain voice line, school. What does it mean?
School! I think people know what it means.
All right, well, find a day in Arsenal, I guess. Finally, now you move into the grand finals versus Team Liquid. What do you think's going to happen?
History always repeats itself.
The 3-0 prediction then?
3-0, we'll see. Let's make it a bit more entertaining.
I don't know. I'm not sure it could get more entertaining than that. Ace, final word for the crowd here before you go and take a break and head to the grand finals.
Thank you guys so much. Like, it's fucking amazing. Like, also all my friends and family here. Like, this is like a one-time thing. First for me. Like, it's just different. It's like, thank you all.
Thank you all so much, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Ace and Gaming Gladiators as we'll send it back to the panel.
Some great words from Ace there. He talked about how maybe for the grand finals, they want to make it entertaining for the crowd. Well, this game number 3, our first game number 3 on the main stage was so entertaining. It felt like it was all over at one point, Jenkins, and it was just going to be Gaming Gladiators. And then all of a sudden, Tundra, they're back in it.
I think Ace is the perfect guy to do that interview. He represents his entire team. He was always there for them. He's always saving them. He's got the auras. He's got the Underlord portals in. This guy looks like the best Underlord on the entire planet. The way that the team plays around him, they have so much trust that he will always be there in the perfect position, and he is. And until the very end of that game, 70 minutes in, he was still there.
Yeah. Look, we can't overlook the efforts that Tundra put into this series, into their run here in the tournament, but also that game number 3. Unfortunately, they will be exiting out of TI13 here, but third place, a phenomenal feat, and we're going to head on down to Purian with one of their players.
Thanks, Nat. I am here with 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝙄𝘼. First of all, I think it's safe to say that was, without doubt, the best series of the tournament so far. I know you guys didn't come out on top, but you must be proud of how you played.
Yeah, I think we kind of proud of ourselves because we have a staff for stand-in also. We're not like full roster, and we make it to top 3. But I'm just feel sorry that we cannot make top 3 times TI champion. Sorry, guys.
Well, you guys definitely tried your best. Talking about Saxa as a stand-in, how good is this guy that he's come in as a stand-in, as you said, and you guys have managed to make top 3? That's incredible.
Yeah, I think he's a really good player. We only have like 1 week practice before TI, and we make it like top 3. I think he's really good.
Absolutely. Speaking of really good, a lot of the other players I spoke to here said that Pure on your team was the best player in the tournament. How good is this kid?
Yeah, I think for me, even we have like top 3, but I think Pure is the best carry because, you know, he's carrying all the games. He make all the shot calls. He make, like, I don't know, he's just incredible.
So what are you guys hoping to do when you come back next season? You're going to win TI next year?
Hopefully.
Fair enough. All right, now you've entertained us all, and I'd love it if you could just finish by having a few words for the fans who supported you throughout this season, but especially at this TI.
What, sorry?
Some words for the fans.
Some what?
Like, say some nice things to the fans, like thank you and stuff.
Okay. Thank you for the fans and for friends and family, anything, like, thank you for supporting us and cheering us. Sorry to make you disappointed, but we'll try our best.
Well, you guys were phenomenal. Big round of applause for Tundra. 𝙎𝙾𝘾𝙄𝘼, thank you so much. Back to the panel.
Let me tell you, that applause is not for disappointment at all. 𝙎𝙾𝘾𝙄𝘼 should definitely be proud of not only his team and their placement here, but also for himself being the first ever Indonesian player to be able to podium at an international. It only took 13 of them, but he was up there. He was making space for his team. He was crucial in all 3 games as well. And it's a phenomenal feat and a phenomenal way to go out. It's just so entertaining, Sin. I don't think I can say anything.
No, that was a crazy game for multiple reasons. I kind of thought that game was going to finish around 35 minutes, but a couple of things went back and forth. And honestly, for the side of Tundra, I think the most impressive thing about this game was you could tell how crisp the communication was at all stages of all fights. Like, just good understanding of who's going in when. They were playing multiple saves. You're going to see that in basically every single highlight that we're going to be showing is that there's a Slark Depth Shroud, there's the Shadow Demon Disruption, and there's the Tusk Snowball, which makes it difficult for Gaming to approach these fights consistently, because there's going to be so much variance in every single fight that they have to play around. Game past 40 minutes of the entire tournament. I believe you pointed that out when we were talking about it, Fear, that Gaming just don't win late.
Well, they haven't won past 40 minutes, but they're 1-0 past 60 minutes, so there is that. I do think Tundra, they played a really good game. I think the supports are a pivotal part for this. There was tons of saves back and forth. The only downside is, like, it did feel like Ramses was a little not comfortable on this Doombringer. He didn't have the best net worth in this game. The initiations weren't as good as when he plays the Mars or the Sand King, but it was still good enough to get to this stage of the game. They played their hearts out. This Slark was a hero that we haven't really seen much in this tournament, if at all, but it still in the late game looked pretty good. So hats off to Tundra. They tried their best, and this was a hell of a game 3.
Yeah, Pure played really well, but honestly, to me, the MVPs of that final game were Celery and Tofu. There were some fights where Celery was just an absolute turret, dishing out damage, also using the Hurricane Pike to save people from the Slark. It was amazing gameplay, extremely crisp, high mechanical skill. Tofu was jumping on the Slark to keep vision of him so he can't heal, so that way Celery can kill him with his impetus. Like, the amount of mechanical skill that was in that game, you could study this thing for a week straight and still not pick up on all the little intricacies of what Gaiman did, and Tundra.
Yeah, I mean, the net worth of Celery to his offlaner in Ace there on the Underlord was only about 1,000, but at some points during the game sim, he was actually above both offlaners in net worth. Like, when we say this Enchantress carried, she really didn't. It reflected in the items and the damage in the net worth.
Yeah, I think there was one point where she actually eclipsed the combined enemy supports, which I think is very rare in this tournament that a support gets that rich, so that's one thing. But it's also, I think it's extremely important for Gaiman's ability to win this game that I would say this was a game where 𝙎𝘿𝘾𝘄𝘼 made a couple of really crucial mistakes that made this game a lot harder for them than it perhaps could have been. So it's very important for them that they had multiple heroes that could get in there and dish out that damage and kind of play off each other to clutch it out.
Yeah, they're going to have a break, and maybe there are things that they look at, maybe it's not really, but something that we get to look back on is who made the final call for that final push to win a game number 3 on Gaming Gladiators.
Go from here. Yeah,
go gate,
okay, I'm going right now. Go, go, go.
Right click, BKB and hit it. Yes! Let's go!
Here, bro.
Just BKB and hit it. That's it, Spear. That's how you're going to close out a game that goes almost 70 minutes there.
I like how he had to remind his team to just press your BKB, just hit it.
Please.
That was for 𝙎𝘿𝘾𝘄𝘼, I'm sure.
Just make sure you press your BKB. That's the only thing that would stop us from winning this if you don't get that button off. They all got it off. They hit the throne. There was no cliff. It was a good shot call.
There was also a really funny contrast in the clip of that with Quinn just popping off and Celery was just total stonefish. He's like, thank God we won this. I think he was very relieved more than anything on his edge there. He was stone focused the whole game. And
he did as much as he could. I think he was ready to wash his hands of that game.
Well, that's the thing. They thought they were going to be able to close out, what, 20, 30 minutes before that?
Yeah.
So I do think this year going to have 1 or 2 reactions. You're going to be at the highest you've ever felt, and now you're going to bring down your emotions, or your Celery, and you realize that the job's only a little bit done. You still have the grand finals. They were there last year. They only got 2nd place. I say only. Obviously, out of 18 teams last year, and then 16 this year, that's a massive accomplishment for themselves. But they don't want to turn this into a potential curse for themselves, Jenkins. They don't want 2nd place over and over and over again.
No, they don't. That would be a pretty miserable curse, I would say. But, you know, on the flip side, it kind of feels like it would be deserved because they've done it to Liquid. But I think Gaiman needs to spend some time studying those replays. I think they got dismantled by Liquid. They were able to match games, but then they also picked the Visage and the Doom and these like gold generating heroes. So the fights were kind of going 50-50, but then Liquid was getting a little bit more of an advantage. Also, there was the Revenant's Bruce Windrunner. There was some new tech that Liquid was doing. There was some picks on game inside. There's a lot that they can definitely improve on for that.
Look, that's still down the track. We've got a lot of time between now and to help fill us in with a little bit of that time, because we have so much content for you guys. Trust me, if you're watching on stream, anyway, we're going to start off with a very enjoyable, maybe, content piece from Jenkins.
Ada waktunya, Cok.
Tapi kan sebelum final.
Well, heading back to the base now, a little bit of a lull in the action as we get set to go in this one.
And Falcons have just used their glyph. It's going to be a while before they have that again.
Huh. Why would they do that? Tapi di sini 20-30 loh.
Just watching replays.
Di Liquidpedia.
Okay, so glyph. Makes your towers invincible, okay? Dota is all about taking towers. A bad glyph is just about the most game-losing thing that you can do.
Thank you.
I know what a glyph does, Jenkins.
Sorry, okay, my bad. Anyway, super important, okay? Game defined. Somebody glyphed this tower. This tier 1 was glyphed. What? Who can defend here? So, who glyphed?
I mean, I'm sure they had a good reason. Like, just check who did it.
That's the thing. Who activated glyph is like the only thing that you can't see in the replay.
I mean, you could just go ask them.
Okay, maybe I will. No. Who? Did you waste glyph?
No.
Oh, God. Oh, God, they're in the pubs. They're in the pubs.
Oh, glorious glyph God! Over 200 souls have been sacrificed to you today alone. Soon, you will be real. And you will infuse yourself in all of your followers with your fortification glory. We will be invincible, except for Moron Arrow, and that weird Clink spell, and Night Stalker Sean, and Midas and Devour.
Main turbo.
Praise him!
One.
Your turn to ban. Five seconds remaining.
Penasaran lu, Om?
Kagak aja, ya sengaja. Lapar gua cuy.
Makanlah. Makanlah.
Lapar ngantuk lagi coy.
Makanlah.
10 seconds remaining.
Now, you bait no hook with me. Yeah.
Anjing kepala hiu berapa bit ya?
Yeah.
Kepala bebek, wah enak tuh, Om. Boleh sih, Om.
Agak teman gua bebek-bebek kita nih.
Sabi kali, Om.
Ya, kan kita
Elah, Om.
Lu lah cuan yang gede udah, Cok.
Ya, anjing tahu.
Lost art bisa lebih loh anjing, lost art. Lo tau sih lost out.
Right. Don't get caught. Right here.
Come on then, off you go.
More like it. Stay out of my way and maybe you won't get hurt. But I doubt it. That's right. You sure?
First blood.
Gobek.
First blood.
Start with a
bang.
Yeah.
Cok, ada yang pakai angkerot, Cok. Gancok nih, Cok.
Iyalah. Langsung. Kalau langsung dari turnamen dipakai.
Penasaran kali, Cok. Anjir. Ini gue lagi pengen pakai slug aja, Cok.
Nyoba ya. Penasaran kan lu?
Slugnya si GG nih.
Alright. I'll take that. Go on. I see it. Go on. Alright. Over here. Right through here. That's right. Over here.
Your middle tower is under attack. Oh, do be careful.
Meant for more. Not the strongest enemy I grapple with. You sure? Go on. Anywhere but here.
Nonton.
Careful.
Wih, telurnya habis guys.
Wiggle, wiggle, little fish. It's a beatdown. Boom, there it goes. Oh, this is all part of the plan. More like it. Nice one. Here's my coffin. Yeah. Come on.
Batu Pak Haji.
Alright.
Yeah.
Minum BH.
Kopi nggak sih om?
Right.
Sikat lah.
Hah?
Sikat lah.
Iya lu maksudnya.
Oke, gua ngapain?
Maksudnya lu ngasih gua gitu.
Ngapain kayak gila lu.
Yeah.
Itulah teknik ya.
Kok gitu?
Don't get caught. Don't get
Double kill.
got this one.
Your bottom tower is under attack. Dire structures are fortified.
Ya dibantai anjir.
Careful.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah. Right through here. Yeah, fishy, fishy. Give it here. Yeah. All part of the plan.
Wah, gila, Cok. Mau interview itu
Slot's got his
aja.
eye on you. Right. Nice one. Now your turn.
I'm under attack. Your middle tower is under attack. Not good. Not good at all.
There's no escape. Over. On your belly and crawl. Go on. This way. Right. That's right.
Your bottom tower is under attack. I hate to brag, but watch out!
You sure? You sure? Yeah. Oh yeah. Right. Yeah. You'll be sorry when you see me. I got this one. Oh, this is going swimmingly. Right.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Anyway, over here.
Ah, naman.
Oh, hello. Don't get caught. Psst, this way. Now your turn. Now that's payback. Yeah.
Your top tower is under attack. Oh my heavens, this is dreadful.
Over here. Here, fishy, fishy. I'll take this one. Good. Right through here. Come on. Right. Slot's got his eye on you.
Your bottom tower is under attack. Your bottom tower has fallen. Your bottom tower is under attack.
Punch.
After him.
Killing spree.
Know your nice one. All part of the plan.
The enemy's top tower has fallen.
Yeah. All part of the plan.
Emang sudah putus. Bagus, bro.
I'll be out of this mess in no time. There's no escape.
Your bottom tower is under attack. Hold on your hats.
Sorry you see me. I could do this all day. Good.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Okay.
Dire structures are fortified.
Right.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Invisibility.
It's a beatdown.
Killing
Your
spree.
bottom tower is under attack. Your bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah. Nice one. You sure? See? It does have to hurt this way. Over here. You're mine now.
Ini dom tadi dom. Apa? Sama King Wardognya. Udah.
With a little fish. More like it. Right through here. Now that's payback. Careful. Yeah. Right. Go on. I see it. That's right.
bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Your bottom tower is under attack. Your bottom tower is under attack. You may want to take care of that.
Now you're talking. It's a big
1, 2, 3. Anjing cuma 4 doang, cok. Serius?
You sure? Do it with flair. All part of the plan.
Kamu sih ajak kamu jadi godok.
Take this one.
Go.
Right through here.
Your middle tower is under attack.
I'll take that. Over here.
Your middle tower has fallen. The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
Right.
Your top tower is under attack. Your top tower is under attack. Watch out.
Perang bulu. Kalian balik. Maksimal 24. Tekan balik orang bulu. Kadang sama lah. 10 menit. Jadi tekan gue gotek 15 menit, 15 menit, 15 menit. Yo ora Tundra. 15 17 lah. Di sana 3 menit iki nggo mlaku ngarep. Alon sik wae to ngeke urung iki to. Rese. Oh. Rese ning ngisor ora apa-apa. Nek nang wis ning dhuwur kae wis males sih. Ilangin pis be bom wis.
Enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
Nice one. Right.
Arcane bro.
I got this
Your
one.
top tower is under attack. Your top tower has fallen.
Double damage. Here. Come on. Over here. I can use some base.
Apa nih? Pas yang dhuwur. Emang harus ngebang ngono, Bro. Sering nang ngono iki.
Triple kill.
Wis cosplay coy.
Your middle tower is under attack. Oh my heavens, this is dreadful. Your middle tower has fallen.
sangkret dulu nggak sih, guys?
Your middle tower is under attack.
20 menit lagi, guys.
Ya, ntar gue nonton. Gue lagi perang dulu, Hong.
Radiant structures are
Kalau udah
fortified.
kabarin.
Your middle tower is under attack. Oh, do be careful. Your middle tower has fallen. Oh, for God's sake. Your middle barracks are under attack.
Let's go.
Your middle barracks have fallen.
Anjing, untuk.
I like it. That's right. The cop out. We'll be back. We're good.
Grind me down. Back it up.
Come to darkness.
I take my offering first.
Push one way.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
Piye aku rasa metu piye iki carane? Metune piye iki?
Right through here. Nice one.
Bounty.
I see it.
I could do with more of that. A fitting bounty.
With a rig, a little fish. Good. More like it.
Wah, ngentot.
You sure?
Ngebug, cuk. Ra iso ngebug mau, ra iso metu, ra iso piye. Babi.
I'm sending you back to Darkwood.
I gave up immortality?
Anjing. Keluar nggak ada mana si Tejas bangsa.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
Over me.
bottom tower is under attack. Your bottom tower has fallen. You'll do better next time. Are under attack. Your bottom barracks have fallen under attack. Dire structures are fortified.
It's not time yet. I'll be out of this mess in no time. It's not time yet. I'm not ready. You're mine now. It's not time yet. Dark rise. Gotcha. There's no escape.
Your middle barracks are under attack.
I see it.
Wah, anjing lah benar lah.
Your middle barracks have fallen.
Apa hal? Tapi kan petmu merasakan itu semua. Lah.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower has fallen. Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower has fallen. Your ancient is under attack. Dire structures are fortified. Your ancient is under attack. Radiant victory.
Whatever you do, just don't drag me.
Salah cu. Langsung guys coy. Lah.
America is a playground. Perfect beaches, majestic mountains, vibrant cities, endless freedom. But for us, it's more than that. It's a motoring paradise. Start on the West Coast, the city of angels, Pacific highways, and a street racing wonderland. Earn the respect of the streets, and you'll be on your way to stardom. The Mountain States. Big land, big sky. To get ahead up here, you gotta get creative. Down south, trade asphalt for dirt. If your paint job needs a splash of mud, these guys will hook you up. East Coast. Big cities, tight corners. precision racing reigns supreme.
Asu.
Start small, dream big, race hard. All of America is waiting for you.
Hero baru ya? Ah, Cok.
Apa? Emang ada hero baru?
Iya. Hero baru anjing.
Long have we waited and Bird Samurai is finally activated. Kez is coming with Crownfall Act 4 after TI. But I need a quicker recap. So I found a Crownfall expert, would you say, or no?
Just a casual player.
Okay. Give me a quick recap. How have we ended up here? Who is this dude?
He's the revolution that is gonna help the queen, the righteous queen.
Sounds like you're taking sides now.
I don't know. Killing your sister is pretty bad.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Okay, the quicker recap. So basically,
Hero barunya apaan?
try to make vengeful spirit to live again. Then they found the
Hero support lagi.
Skrilla, which gave them their powers.
Agi.
So they are trying to move around different places to find allies in order to fight a war.
And that's where she comes in, right? Crystal Maiden. Tell me, I'm assuming your favorite hero is Crystal Maiden.
Well, you're right.
Okay. And when's the last time that you dipped your ideas out of going Crystal Maiden? Would you be down to explore, I don't know, maybe he's a hero, maybe he's a carry, maybe he's an offlane, who knows? What are you hoping for?
Oh, definitely. I would be open to try out something new. Definitely Kez.
Would you cosplay it ever?
Oh, I think that would be